A couple of years ago, we decided to carry out a survey of alumni from the Master in Management program. These were people who had been working for 3 or 4 years, and we made a couple of important discoveries. One was that the most valuable part of the program, in their opinion, was the professional development area. This was the leadership skill element of the program, where they covered not just leadership, but communications, negotiations, and teamworking. Now, the other important part of the discovery from this survey was where they were working. We found that around about 80% of our alumni from the last 4 years on the program were working in 3 distinct areas. So, because our program is very career focused, because we want to make sure that our program is fit for purpose in terms of making sure that we prepare our participants for the workplace, we decided to make a few changes to the program which we have implemented this year. And this is to introduce tracks in the 3rd trimester, so after Easter, the period between Easter and the end of the program at the end of June, beginning of July. We focus now the program on 3 distinct tracks. One is consulting, because we find that a lot of our participants work in the consulting area. Another area is global innovation, and the 3rd track is entrepreneurship. And the consulting track includes 4 distinct courses. Participants start by looking at mergers and acquisitions and corporate valuation. So this is techniques that consulting companies use when they're valuing companies. Then we have a course on big data, so advanced analytics, looking at how companies collect and interpret data. The 3rd course on the consulting track is process and project management, and the final course is preparing for a role as a consultant. So the 2nd track on the Master in Management program is focusing on global innovation. And this track is for people who would like to work in companies like Google, like Apple, even HP here in Barcelona, where we have a lot of alumni working. These are companies that are using innovation to develop their business strategy. This track includes 4 courses, and it starts with a course on the innovation mindset. So we try to prepare our participants in terms of getting their head around exactly what we mean by innovation. They then have a course on data generation, digital transformation, how companies are using this new technology to transform their business. We then have a course on creativity and design thinking, and of course this is very useful for when they're preparing their final projects. Design thinking is becoming an important part of innovation. The 4th and final course on this track is disruptive innovation. The 3rd track on the Master in Management program is on entrepreneurship, and increasingly we find participants coming onto this program with the specific idea of setting up their own business or perhaps working in a startup. This track also has 4 courses. The first course is on the business idea. It's on how to grow your business, how to set up your company, how to transform your business into an international operation. The 2nd course is on business models, because the business model for a startup is very different to an established business. The 3rd course is on technology disruption, so how technology is important to starting a business. You know, we find that a lot of these businesses, they have a very strong digital component. Perhaps it's when you set up a business, maybe you have to develop an app. So the digital side, the technology side is very important. And the final course on this track is about how you raise finance for developing this business and how you take it international. All the tracks on the Masters in Management program also contain a project. And this is an important part of the track because it brings together the different courses, and participants work in groups together with a company on developing a project related to their particular track. And this really brings the whole track together, and it means that participants have the opportunity to see what they've learned in action.